What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and by the looks of it, you guys can clearly tell that we're doing an NFL tier list. This is based off of my opinion, no one else's. So if y'all think I missed something and think a team should be higher or lower, y'all can comment it. You all can tell me this tier list is ass, this tier list is okay. I don't really care. This is purely my preference because I really want to see how I do later on in the year when I look back at this. So starting off, we got the Seahawks. Seahawks are a rebuilding team. They just lost their star quarterback Russell Wilson. They lost Bobby Wagner, I think, one of their few remaining people. Then they didn't finish well last season. I'm gonna have to put them at trash. Oh, I forgot to go through the tiers, too. There's Super Bowl contenders, which I will do at the end. And I'll have two from the AFC and the NFC. You got your brackets. I'm going to try to predict those, too. So I'm going to have them in order from 1 to 7, left to right, in both divisions. Missed the cut means that they had a good enough record to make it, but they didn't because they were in a tough division. Below average is like six wins, 6-7 wins, which is kind of below average. The Colts, they just got Matt Ryan. I think they have a very solid offense right now. Their defense could get a little bit could need a little bit of a boost. I'll say just missed the cut. Steelers. Mike Tomlin has found a way to, ever since he joined the team, has found a way to have a winning or a tied season in every single year. I don't know if he's going to, but you know what? I'm gonna put it at just missed it. Just missed it because they have so much talent in the East. I don't think they'll do it. Not to mention the fact that they're not winning the division. I'm just gonna say that it's either gonna be the Bengals or the Ravens. The Falcons. I put them up pretty high last year, and they've turned out to be an absolute flop. But they got a very good quarterback. They got a quarterback in the draft who was one of the best in the draft class this year. I'm gonna put them at below average. They're a rebuilding team. They're trying to get back to their old roots, like when they had that 2016 Super Bowl run. San Francisco. I think with where they're at right now, I feel they can make it in the playoffs. Make it to the playoffs. The Jets. They always find a way to just do very poorly. Trash. Bills. What is there to say about them? They're one of the best teams in the East right now. Ever since Tom Brady left the AFC East, they have dominated that division. There's nothing else to say about that. They're gonna make it to the playoffs. The Cardinals. Judging on the scandals that's been going around about Kyler Murray, I'm gonna have to say that they just make it. There's not a lot of competition in the AFC in the NFC right now. The Eagles. What do I do here? This is a tough one because they did very good in the draft, and I feel like they have a very young roster, a very young head coach. I feel like they're gonna just barely miss the division because of their division, which is by far one of the worst divisions in NFL. Now, a lot of you may say, well, how is that so? They have Dallas, they have the Commanders, they have the Eagles, and they have they have the Giants. Well, the only reason I say that is because you don't need a winning record to make the playoffs. All right, the Saints. The Saints are another rebuilding team. I feel like if they can get the ball running fast, I feel like they could do well, but I don't think they'll win the division. They're just in a division with Tom Brady. I feel like they would miss the cut. Patriots. Patriots are a rebuilding team, but they're at the head front of it. They're almost at the top of where they need to be. They're about 3 to 4 guys from where they need to be. They lost their best guy on defense to free agency. I'm gonna have to say that they may miss the playoffs. Now, if I have too many people in the cut, I'm gonna bunk them up to the playoffs. The Bengals. I feel they'll win the division again. They have enough ammo behind them to get where they need to be. Chicago. They have not been the same for the Pat. They were a very good team about 5 years ago, and they haven't been the same ever since. I'm going to put them at below average. Justin Fields is still learning. He's still developing. Yeah, he had a rocky season last year, but what are you going to do when you can't get a block? No, you could say the same thing about Joe Burrow, but the thing is, though, is he actually had some weapons. He actually had some weapons that could help him. Dallas. They could for sure get there. They have all the weapons in the defense and offense to back that claim. The Dolphins. They have missed the playoffs the last 3 years based off of one game. Sorry, 2 years. Do I think it's going to happen again? Absolutely. I could see Tua losing them going on a 3-game losing streak, but I could still see them getting it back like they did last season, going 7 for 7. I just think they'll miss the team. They'll miss it. There's too much. Their division is just. Their conference is just too good. Their NFC West is just too much to go around. The Rams. What's there to say about it? They have a very stacked team. Yes, they lost Von Miller to free agency. OBJ is hurt right now. He's also in free agency. If they haven't re-signed him yet. They lost one of their defensive linemen that was crucial in the Super Bowl. But I feel like they could still make it. The NFC doesn't have many big teams right now. The only big teams they have right now is Tampa, Green Bay, the Rams, and Dallas, purely because of their quarterback value. Like, do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to miss the playoffs? Do you think Tom Brady is going to miss the playoffs? No, you think they're going to actually at least have a playoff run. The Raiders. They're very stacked, I must say. They made the playoffs last year on a field goal, which, thank God, because if they tied, my Steelers would have been out. Well, I would rather losing to a tie than getting blown out in the wild card against the Kansas City Chiefs. But we'll move on. Cleveland. You know what? I'll be nice. Cleveland it made the bold move to give Deshaun Watson $230 million for 5 years when he still had 24 accusations of sexual misconduct, and traded Baker to Carolina. I don't know if that was a smart one, but as of right now, Deshaun Watson is out for 6 games, which I don't see. Which I would see the NFL trying to suspend him for at least 11 games or 11 or 12 games, so that the Cleveland Browns are not playoff contending teams. I don't know who the backup is, but I feel like he can win a few games. And then Deshaun comes in and just takes them all out. Okay. New York Giants. Where would I put them? It's between trash and below average, because they are below average. Saquon gets hurt all the time. They don't have really any standout wide receivers. I don't even think their defense is well up to par. If I'm missing somebody from the draft, I just didn't really give a shit about them. I was only looking at the Steelers and Dolphins. Alright. Now, Denver. They were in the Russ deal. I feel like they would definitely make the playoffs. They'll have a playoff run, especially. Tampa. What is there to say? Tom Brady. The Lions. I actually feel the Lions are going to do very well this season. Compared to last season, think about how many games that they had where it was last-second drives, where they could have won and didn't. They tied to the Steelers. They beat the Vikings. They beat 2 other teams. They almost lost to the Ravens and Cleveland. Yeah. I just feel they can do very well if behind Dan Campbell and all that they're doing right now. The Jaguars. I am not a Trevor believer. I'm not a believer in Trevor Lawrence. I'm not. And if that means that I go down with the ship of calling them a trash team, I will. Because I don't think that they're playoff material. I don't even think they're a good team as of right now. They paid Christian Kirk a handsome amount of money for a guy who didn't really do much at Arizona. He was their wide receiver 3 behind Christian Kirk. Behind DeAndre Hopkins and another guy. Okay, the Commanders. With all the stuff they have around them, Carson Wentz, the defense, Chase Young, I feel like they could either miss it or I think they'll make it. Nah, they have more stride behind. The Eagles have more of a chance than them. The Vikings. Where would I put them? It's a tricky one because this team, I can see them making the playoffs, and I can also see them missing the playoffs. I'm just gonna put them in the middle. Miss the cut. Kansas City. I do not feel that they are as of right now. They lost their number 1 wide receiver. I don't think that they're gonna win the division. They didn't even win the division last year, and that could have been because Patrick Mahomes was overplaying himself. He was making questionable calls and making questionable throws. On to the Ravens. Now, this is a team that, kind of like the 2021, kind of like the 49ers, are contenders if they're healthy. I definitely would say they could make it there. But the thing is they will. I don't think they will. Bad. Carolina. A team that can do well, but do I think they will? No. Do I think they will do great? Maybe. They have Baker Mayfield. They have Robbie Anderson. I would say they do okay. They don't do great, but they have somewhat of a losing season. Let me just get it out of the way. Texans. They haven't been the same since Bill O'Brien. Since before Bill O'Brien. Texans. They're in a very shitty division. I see them winning the division. Green Bay. What's there to say? Yes, they don't have the same wide receivers that they do. And then the Chargers. I slept on them last year. I really thought they were gonna do terrible, but really they came a field goal away from making the playoffs. Okay, now that I got these bottom ones settled, it's time to decide which way does this go. Right now, I'm gonna go with start moving the NFC guys out of here. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Perfect. So what I will say is I feel like the Broncos. I feel like the Broncos could win division. Either Broncos or Bills. Actually, I think the Bills will. Titans will become third. Denver's fourth. No. I see Bills at 1. Broncos at 2. Titans at 3. Bengals at 4. I see the Chargers better than. I think the Chargers are better than the Chiefs. Chargers at 5. Kansas City at 6. Raiders at 7. Okay, now on to NFC. How am I going to put this? Okay, so I'm going to have to put the Rams at 1. Dallas at 2. Green Bay at 3. Tampa at 4. Well, actually, Tampa at 3, Green Bay at 4. I feel like they will lose a lot of games, but still come out of it ahead of the Vikings and the Vikings, Chicago, and Detroit. 49ers at 5, Eagles at 6, and the Cardinals at 7. Okay, time to find out which two teams in the playoffs am I going to put in here. Okay, so I really have the hype behind the Bengals again. I feel like they can do well this season. So I'm going to put Bengals and then Bills. Every time I do this, I find out I put the teams that were in the divisional round of the previous season in championship contenders. And the NFC, I don't think Green Bay is going to be even close to there again. I think they're going to lose in the wild card. I feel this is a stretch. I think it could be San Francisco or Dallas. Saying that just doesn't sound right. Yeah, it doesn't sound right. Besides, Cowboys fans will, Oh wait, what am I doing? Oh, the Rams and the, Tampa Bay. I definitely feel like they can make it there. They have the talent. Still, I wouldn't push it. So yeah, that's my 2022-2023 tier list. If you all agree with this list, comment down below what you agree with. If you think this is absolute garbage, go down in the comments and tell me this is shit. Give a reason why you think it should go up or down. Hopefully you like this video, and peace.